Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret bunker beneath Bullsdorf Field.
Welcome to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Hey, we've been talking about some stuff here before we went on the air, and we got the blood pressure up, Troy, just a bit.
It. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I love you.
It's fun stuff.
Hey,
welcome, folks. This is it. It's the weekend, and you're listening to this thinking, "Wow, what am I going to do tonight?" Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make homemade pizza tonight for.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we had an anniversary this last week.
Did you?
A couple days ago, 31 years.
Congratulations.
Nice,
Well,
man.
that's to me, yes, because my wife, it's like, oh, well, good for you.
Yeah.
And congratulations to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good times.
That is great. 31 years. My great uncle Richard was my wife talked to him recently. He was they just happened to run into
And what did they call him?
well, it's Richard. I mean, they called him, and he raised pigs, so they call him Pig Dick. And
I just wanted to hear you say it. Yeah, there was another Dick Thompson in Forest City,
yes,
a construction guy.
yeah, Hammer Dick.
Yep.
So you see, there's a theme in
My
Forest City.
Lord.
It's an affliction.
Happy Good Friday, folks.
You gotta go with it. We got the farmers next door.
Remind me
It's
it's
Good Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Farmers next door, Wiener Liqueur,
Yeah.
and then his son, who's not even junior, but they called him Little Wiener.
Yeah.
L-I-L.
That's a tough
Lil.
nickname to go through life with.
Well, that's his rap name.
I mean, to get onto that, but you led me down this road. It is Good Friday. Yeah, happy Good Friday.
Amen. Yes.
What are we
Such a
doing here?
Significant day. Yeah.
Yeah, celebration, a culmination of everything that we believe and hold dear.
Well, just a
And
couple
here
days
we
away.
are talking.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
did get fired up. We did get fired up before the show. We got look, listen. There are obstacles. There's adversity. That we train our players to deal with adversity in every game.
Sure do.
There's adversity sometimes in plans that we make, and we are going to. But I like that kind of stuff because it's one of those things where you just go, well, I've identified the problem. Now I got to figure out who can get me to yes.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the spring game, because that's football. And we'll talk about how we're going to, some of the things we need to do for next year. And I'm thinking maybe a signature cocktail at the tailgate.
Oh, a signature cocktail.
We're going to need to come up with that, or if you folks, if you'd like, text the show. But maybe come up with your own recipe for woo juice. It's got to be
Woo juice.
woo juice. And I don't know what's the theme of that? Is it going to be strong and purple?
It's got to be purple.
Got to be purple.
But not purple passion.
No,
And not
that's like
Mad Dog 2020 grape.
no.
That'll ruin your day.
Glad you didn't call it WUBALL juice.
Ooh.
Don't call it. Yeah.
Remember,
Woo juice.
it's still Good Friday.
It is Good Friday again.
It's great. It's Great Friday.
It is well.
It is. So that's a great idea. When I was in the artillery, we would have our annual St. Barbara's Day ball, which is the artilleryman's patron saint, and so they would do when you charge a cannon. Everything, depending on how far you want the round to go, it's an additional charge. So, charge 1, 2, all the way through 7 or whatever.
Yep.
And so they would do that. It was a ceremony up in front, that big punch bowl, and then they would have this ridiculous thing it was like, and now we have the socks that we wear in the trenches, and they'd have this whole long deal, and it's like supposed to be sweaty socks. They put them in the punch bowl, and it's not. And then it's already made, obviously,
Of course.
And then they pouring in the different, it's all these things.
It's like jungle juice.
It's exactly what it is. And at
Yep.
the end of it, it is very syrupy. For whatever reason, I suppose we mix that many liquors together.
Right. Who brought the slow gin?
It's something. Yeah. And but then you go around and you get your punch, and it was that was just a tradition. So we could do
Next thing you know, it's Tuesday.
we could do WUBALL juice.
Time travel a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm wondering.
We've been working on this for months. Every time.
And I have no idea, but I don't know, maybe mix because you can buy those little squirt things for Kool-Aid, and you can do purple, maybe some Jameson and purple Kool-Aid.
Well, there you go. That's something, isn't it?
Well, it might taste a little bit like feet.
That would taste terrible.
I think so.
We don't want to do that.
But you know what? You got to try, don't you?
Turned into Jim.
So that's what we're gonna. That's what we're gonna do this summer.
That's terrible. We could make a tradition out of that in that line where we take something credible from each one of our GPAC opponents, and clearly Kool-Aid would be.
Yeah.
But we would call
Hastings.
it Fruit Smack.
Oh,
The Fruit Smack.
Woo Smack.
What?
Now we're brainstorming.
Smack.
Now we're going.
All people you need. Listen, there's an option to text the show.
That was my
It is
brain.
on the button. If you are listening to this, you can text the show and we will read them.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean we would read them to the audience. We might if they're, whatever, if they're funny, pithy,
funny,
whatever.
Yeah.
But, or of great insight.
Now I'm hoping somebody's sitting there going, "Oh, I got it," and they're writing right now. They're writing down
The recipe for
exactly.
Woo Smack.
Woo Smack. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we were fired up before this happened.
That made it all better.
Yeah, we got smiles on our
gosh.
faces.
And it was just I was thinking about that. We had Coach on last week too, which was always great. But I was thinking
It's just the way you say that.
Why did he roll his eye?
Why did he? The thing is, he knows we're not on
excuse me.
camera.
well, okay, way to blow it, guys.
Phenomenal when he's on.
Yeah, love it when Coach Chapa stops. No, obviously we love Tyler Chapa because hey, who doesn't like nickels?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That was the title of the show last week. By
It
the way,
was.
my
gotta
dad
apologize.
loved it, man.
He did. He
He
loved
was like, "You really don't know your name? Where
What
that comes
did he
Okay,
enlighten
follow
us?
up.
He's coming here in July, so he's going to tell me a story then.
Oh,
So now I'm just waiting.
hello podcast.
Wow,
Yeah.
talk about the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I know, and
He
so
sent me that via text.
I'll tell you in July.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was like, all
So
right.
you come up with 4 or 5 different theses on it.
He's like,
I
listen,
want about a 10-pager.
we've
Hey
talked
man,
about
he
so
used to
much.
make me sit down and write paragraphs, usually of sentences when I was in trouble, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah,
Give me,
he's
give me
got a whole story.
yeah.
I will
look
not
forward to
burn
hearing that.
ladybugs with a magnifying glass. I will not burn ladybugs with a magnifying glass.
Yeah, it's more like I will eat all my food. I used to throw my dinner away.
Mm.
Yeah,
He worked hard for that.
Yeah,
he made me eat it out of the trash once. It was hovering on top, he says.
yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't think it was.
Went full George Costanza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good.
No?
times. It was a pork chop, I think. I don't know.
Oh, I love pork chops.
Yeah.
I'd eat one out of the trash. I'd do it now. I'm kind of hungry. Haven't had supper
You're
yet.
gonna make that homemade pizza.
That's
Ooh.
that's tonight as you listen to this. But,
Oh.
yeah. Friday night is
Not as we record this.
well, no. Friday night's pizza night.
Oh, yeah, that's
just
right.
because my beautiful bride of 31 years, she knows I could eat pizza for every meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Every
So
meal.
she allows it every Friday.
Well, it's not that she allows it. She just she thinks that's a pretty good. Fridays are kind of my day to put garbage in my face.
You a crust guy? You like crust? I love the crust.
I like making my own.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got a recipe that I really
Love me
enjoy.
some crust. Too,
yeah.
by the
Well,
way.
some people throw the crust back in the box like that's just the handle.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
You
it
like
depends.
the wedges or do you like the family style squares?
I don't like squares.
Me either.
Big-
Stop that.
yeah.
Why do
No.
people do that?
No, absolutely.
How do you eat it? There's no crust underneath.
That's what
there
I'm
is.
saying.
Underneath there is,
And it
but-
should be hot, and so now you've got this magma temperature
Mhm.
Yeah.
sauce coming out on your hands, and then you try to plow it in your face, and you burn your tongue.
And the square, the rectangle, whatever in the middle has got the most amount of cheese, the most amount. It's
grease.
got all that.
Got a little
stuff.
bit of grease.
It's all
on
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
And you're holding this hot pocket that's not pocketized.
No.
It's just
And you
a
can't
flat-
even you can't even fold it up without using like, and then
You need a
it's
utensil.
just a mess.
Listen,
Yeah, you need like a fork.
we do great with shooters. They
Love shooters.
We're out there for our coaches live show and Warriors live show, whatever. We're gonna call it WUBALL Live.
WUBALL Live.
We did make a decision about that.
That's awesome.
That's a done deal. Folks.
Look at us,
We're
man.
breaking away.
Yeah.
We are going to do some breaking news. Breaking news. The Gridiron Club is taking over the Warriors live show, and we're calling
Dateline Forest City.
it WUBALL Live.
WUBALL Live.
And 'cause we're sick and tired of working for the man.
That's right.
We do all the work, and we do all the work.
As Johnny Paycheck check would say,
Take this job.
and shove it.
You know
I
who-
ain't a working here no more.
It's a great song. You know that song?
Johnny
No.
Paycheck.
You've never heard?
Whoa.
Man.
No,
Do you know any songs by C.W. McCall?
I don't think so.
We got a convoy here.
You guys are gonna make me look bad on the.
All right, we're not trying to do that.
There's a dark
Come on.
moon on the 6th.
Supposed to be on my side here.
Kenworth hauling hogs.
See?
Cab over Pete with a reefer on and a Jimmy. No, it was
Hauling
hauling
logs.
The hauling logs.
Come on.
Or was it logs then hogs or
I don't
hogs
know.
then logs?
We've had it on our show.
All right, hey,
before.
text us if you know the answer.
Again, text the show. It's fun.
And you know what? I want to see your woo juice or your woo smack recipes.
Yeah,
Because it's going to be that we're going to have a signature cocktail. And as a matter of fact, we'll put your picture on it.
It's Woo Smack, and we're doing Woo Ball Live
All right.
at Shooters.
Every Wednesday.
And every Wednesday in the fall, we'll do it all. I think there'll be
We got two.
there'll be
bye
11 episodes. I know, but when usually we take bye weeks off, but we'll
Yeah.
still do it out there.
Yeah.
All right.
When it's our show, we'll do
We
it.
can
out
do
there.
whatever we want.
When we're working for the man, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So
And
we're
I-
doing it.
Paid by the day.
And we're going to figure out how to do it with you can see what's going on. It's going to
Whoa.
be sweet. That's my deadline. We'll figure it out by then.
We got some months here.
You know what I mean? It's
Trial and
gonna be
error.
Good
Trial and error.
times.
Well, you're going to be kind of busy until the about 2/3 of the way through July.
Yeah.
But then, so that gives you good what, like 8 weeks, something like that. 8 weeks to really get it nailed down.
Nah.
Yep.
He'll dream about it. He'll be-
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Shooters they cut their pizzas family style.
Why do they? Is that what it's called?
That's what I'm calling it.
So that like so
Let's
what?
call it the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm gonna. And they have some great pizza.
We love Shooters Pizza.
Oh, absolutely. So
Love Shooters. We love Shooters Pizza.
Just not a
Like
fan
their
of
wings.
squares.
oh, their burgers are great. I had
The Western burger. In fact, I ordered that tonight.
I had one last night.
avocado burgers. I'm a big fan. The Shooters burger's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
It makes me hungry just thinking about it.
oh, dude, I haven't had anything to eat yet tonight.
We're not sponsored yet either.
Oh,
Well, we've worked up a pretty good plan to
Yeah.
be sponsored by them.
Yeah.
But we're going to still do it out there unless they say no. But don't worry about that. We're still taking it over.
well, for sure. I mean, we'll find a
And
spot.
maybe they'll cut our pizza and wedges for us.
Could you imagine the day where you order?
I think they
Shooters
will
pizza?
cut it if you
Yep.
want it.
And we could maybe have it live on WUBALL Live. Like,
And
they
eat
bring
it?
out the pizza.
Look at this.
Yeah. Exactly. But wouldn't it be weird like if you pulled a slice of Shooter's pie up and then you took a bite like this tastes different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cut into rectangles
Yeah.
or squares.
I mean, it's good pizza.
And what do you do with the
don't
little
know.
wedge piece?
well,
on
since I do
It's
love
like my
the
favorite
crust.
piece, though. Yeah.
No,
I'm
see,
going
I-
straight. I'm gonna. There's like
No.
4 of them. I'm
Yeah.
taking those right. It was like, where are the corners? I eat those. I also eat the end of the bread. Like if you get a French loaf or something
Yep.
like that, French bread or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
You
You know
gotta
what I
do
mean?
that.
Like the baguette.
Yeah.
You
Nice
cut the
and
end
crunchy.
off. Take
Yep.
that. I'll take that every time.
Yeah. People you leave that just in the bag, if you can throw that away, I'll eat it.
So we
right out of the trash.
like
I've done that before.
Yeah.
we like the crust.
You bet. Who doesn't?
All right,
I mean, there's a reason I'm a little chunky.
crusty. Oh, I thought you were say crusty.
I'm a little.
Well, that was crusty before we started.
Well,
That was salty. Little crunchy, as my daughter would say.
yeah. Text the show, folks. Right back to who should text the show is the Chain Gang. They
yeah.
listen
Oh,
to
yeah.
all these episodes and they never text the show. I know they have phones. I've seen them.
Oh, yeah. They may not know how to run them.
Some of them are.
I've seen the font size on them.
And they might just have the cricket.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
something else.
Can you text on a cricket?
Well, and I'm gonna
Prepaid. It's all prepaid.
so I'm gonna put the challenge out there.
I think Ennen's got a burner phone. He seems like a guy that would have a burner phone.
Exactly. Here, throw this in the trash, would you?
I'm going to make a call. Then you got
I've got 6 more of these.
Exactly. Can you just get rid of this and pretend that I never asked you to get rid of this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's the guy.
They were at the spring game
They were
running the chains. That was awesome.
They done
Isn't that
did
great?
that.
Yeah.
They were
Good to
pretty
see 'em.
impressed.
It was good to see him.
Yeah, and then
They were parked by their trees.
Yeah.
they were, and then the Coach Lindsay was there, and he called me the wrong name. So I would say, hey, you, Coach Lindsay, come up with the Woo Juice recipe, but I don't know, not a lot of confidence in the guy now. I tell
I've
you.
got confidence in you.
You know what he called me? You were there,
He doesn't remember.
Well,
right when I walked up,
What do you call
and
it?
you were probably talking.
I was.
Yeah, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, it's Papa Buff."
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
Yeah,
Good for you. Look
Yeah.
at
Oh.
you. You're a trendy guy.
Grandpa.
Papa.
I was gonna wear my Grandpa T-shirt out here tonight.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever.
That's hilarious.
No,
And they listen to the show.
Love the Lindsays. I mean, they're a great family. We have so many great families.
We had a lot
Yeah,
of
the
families
Streeters,
there. Actually.
Streeters were here.
We had some folks in the
Yeah,
stands.
Streeters were here.
Yeah.
Our fan of the year was here.
Yes.
Ink.
Yep.
Ink.
Steve Ink. And he fully acknowledged and was proud of the fact that he stayed. And his wife, co-signed that they did stay up till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
The day after the
For
Bullsies.
the Bullsies.
I am,
He was a popular guy.
That's an amazing.
no way. I can't. No. I mean,
Had a good time.
I didn't sleep well last night, and I saw midnight, and I was mad because I knew I was probably only going to get like 5.5, 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No.
I'll sleep great tonight, I hope.
I had a late night last week after our podcast, followed by a Gridiron Club meeting, followed by
Got a lot done.
some
Those
Gridiron
things-
people that didn't go home.
Those things
For
do
a while.
happen.
Could you blame them? They're having a great
See,
Not really.
You know, you've the bunker. Outside of the bunker is such a beautiful space, and that's the problem. It's kind of like when I was in high school. I drove a 1985 Pontiac Fiero.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. You want to know
Yeah.
why it was great?
Yeah, you were
Because
part of the Fiero crew. That was
Yeah.
a thing then.
Well, no, not really. There
Mark
was
Jenkins had one. Ron Litzen had one.
Yeah.
You had one. Shane Hall, not Shane Hoff.
Yeah.
Shane Hall had one.
Yep.
I can name the Fieros.
They were all younger than me, but
Dang.
yeah, I had a Fiero.
You started it then.
I loved it. But the best part of it was like when it's like, hey, let's all go over to Mason City. You can go like hang out and go to a movie and Pizza Hut and stuff like that. Who wants to drive? Not me.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, it was only a
Two-seater?
Two-seater.
Yeah.
Two-seater, mid-engine. Woohoo!
Yeah,
That's
that's a
great.
little guy. You ever seen a Fiero?
No.
Oh, they're pretty.
You know what? I'm going to use my
little zippy cars.
Yeah, they were fun. It was a
They
lot
are
of fun.
They are fun. Ron Litzen loved his Fiero so much, and then his dad owned the GM dealership in
Yeah,
town.
sure enough did.
He sold it.
Oh.
That's sad. I mean, it's there's a car that everybody would. There's a lot of people have cars that they wish they had again, like when they were,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
and
I'm there.
Sounds like the Fiero is maybe up there for you. My dad's was a '69 Camaro. He got back from Vietnam, got a '69 Camaro. That's what he spent all his money on. Went to Waldorf, and then he and my mom met. They got married, and then I think they bought like a '73 Camaro. Like, what were you thinking? So he really regretted that.
Coach Littrell used to have a black 2-door Dodge
Yeah,
Ram. That was my first car.
that was your first car.
It was, yeah. And
And-
I only liked it because it was really loud
Yeah,
and I could put, those speakers.
you don't really have a favorite car that you would love
No.
to have back. That would
No.
be sentimental. To
That-
Okay, I know what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was my car.
Wow.
That was
I
my
feel like you
senior
could
year of
pick-
high school.
Yeah,
You could
You know
pick
my
that thing
first-
up.
make that a convertible. You've got yourself a Miata.
Kinda.
I'm about the same size.
My first car. Now my dad, he was, if it had a motor and wheels, loved it. Didn't
Yeah.
matter what it was at all. First car I ever had was a Pontiac Firebird.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the coupe model, and it was '79. I still dream about that. I literally have dreams about owning that car, like coming in and having a big garage and having all the cars that I used to have. And I had some really nasty cars back in the day.
You're one of those guys that does have a car that you'd like to have back.
I would like to have, well, there's 3.
Oh, that one sounds
Your
like
back
one.
would hurt getting in and out of that thing.
Oh, it's like sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're too
What?
a bit tall.
Go ahead, finish that.
Tall. You're too tall for that.
That's good.
You've
catch.
grown.
He's calling me fat.
Easy to park those Fieros, though.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, they were great. Rear wheel drive in a little car like that. Still remember going on Highway 69, and for whatever reason, it decided to spin circles. And I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it just went back straight.
It's
And,
the original Mario Kart.
yeah, it was. That's exactly like what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to have that Firebird back. I'd love to have the Fiero back.
Stick shift, I'm assuming.
No, it was
Oh, wow,
automatic.
okay.
No, I learned how to drive on a stick.
Yeah. I never did.
No, good stuff. Everybody should know how to do that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep. So maybe that's what the Gridiron Club could do is we could go out
Shift
and
training.
We can
hey,
during fall camp.
After WUBALL juice or Woo
juice,
smack.
Woo smack.
woo smack, and then like, all right, let's
first we're gonna do the stick shift Olympics and
Yeah, a lot of gears are going to be grinding there.
that smells funny.
That's right. Don't go on the road.
No, absolutely
yeah,
not.
yeah.
You do not ever drink and drive. That's
No.
dangerous and stupid.
So
But yeah, we could probably do that. You know, maybe get like a little obstacle course out behind the stadium there, and yeah, see how everybody does with a stick shift. You know what I'm thinking?
possibly go wrong.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what kind of car we need?
Sign this waiver.
1975 Vega.
That's what we need.
Yep,
Do you think that was a
automatic. No, it's got to be it's got to be a manual.
stick shift? Yeah.
Well, you know what? In July, we can go right down there.
Oh, I hope
And
it's
check
not
it
on
out.
the 22nd. I'll be busy with Ragbri, but
July 4th. That's when they have their big shindig.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go right down there. It's
Take
in
a party
Seward.
bus down there.
Seward, Nebraska. We could go down and we're just all wearing our Waldorf stuff. And you know as well as I do, they're going to, like, the chief of police is going to be going like, could you watch those guys in the Waldorf stuff?
hey, we're just wearing Waldorf stuff bigger than all get out. People are like, hey.
Watch them.
Oh, we're
Here for the Vega.
We're the distraction.
As soon as the Vega gets pulled out of the vault, and we're all just kind of moving slowly toward it.
Yeah.
Yep. Go, take him. It could happen.
It could.
I don't know why not.
4th of July, we usually go to Clear Lake, but that might be a trip worth.
Clear Lake's always going to be there.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
foreseeable
And they're
future.
opening that time capsule just
Come on,
this
once.
one time.
You never know.
Yeah, and don't they got like a bra and panties or something?
And there's all of that stuff is in this time capsule.
There's
that's
going to be
shaped like
such
a pyramid for some
There's going to be
reason.
such weird stuff, and
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love. There's a time capsule in front of the Sherman tank on the courthouse grounds, and it opens up in like, what is it, like 2056 or something like that. Man, I hope I live that long.
Yeah. What's in there? And you'd be so mad if it's just like the most boring stuff.
Yeah, like some letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cassette tape of
Yep.
something.
Yeah,
Well, it wouldn't have been a cassette tape.
No.
It was put there a long time ago.
Yeah, it was put
In
there.
the 50s?
Yeah, 1953, 56.
Start another one.
I'd have to look
Some
at it.
episodes in there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're readily available.
Yeah.
But the reality is that, what would we put in a time capsule out at the
Bull
tailgate?
Store Field.
The tailgate. What are our items that we're going to put in there? Well, woo juice or, woo smack.
It's still good.
Just a mason jar. It's fermented. It's just fermented.
Whoa, that really, that's fizzy.
really strong. It has turned into.
It's growing.
It's basically fentanyl at this point.
Exactly.
It's terrible. They figured it out. I
Yeah,
don't know how they did it.
don't drink that. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
We put one of them purple jerseys in there. That looks old school.
Oh, Judas.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Those are ugly.
Well,
It's appropriate for
Yeah, but I agree.
the day.
Like one of the old black helmets that we probably have floating around.
yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness we don't.
How
But-
big is this time capsule going to be? It seems.
It's probably going to be the world's biggest.
No, I don't think it'll.
No, I don't think.
Big as this table.
Yeah.
You know.
So I don't know, folks. If you guys could, there's another reason to text us. What do we put in the WUBALL time capsule?
Listen, text the show. Tell us what's
That's what they're getting at here, folks.
Oh yeah, you could
They're
be the
lonely.
first.
We've got Woo Smack recipes.
Oh yeah,
We need advice on what kind of way do you like your pizza cut? Do you think it's awesome that we're out here and we're taking WUBALL live over? And there's other things that
Time
we're talking
capsule.
about.
The time capsule.
There was one more
Most
too.
recent one.
I
Golly,
don't. What should we put in the?
we don't resolve anything here. So
We've got a lot
Well,
of
we
questions.
talked about
Hands,
we
no
talked about a
solution.
howitzer. Can we get one of those?
No
I mean,
solution.
not for the time capsule.
Well, no, I'm just saying maybe for like every time there's a touchdown, we.
You could request that for the national.
No, I'm just talking
Guard.
about we buy one.
Oh,
There's got to be an
There's a school
aftermarket.
that does that. We were there. Was it
multiple. That has what? The cannon?
Hastings? The cannon.
Doan has a cannon.
That's who I meant.
Dort has a cannon. We heard those cannons too much, but yeah.
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 Those
And they're only about yay
let me
big.
tell you, those aren't cannons.
Well, they're about yay
As
big.
a guy that comes from the artillery,
Yeah.
those aren't cannons.
Yeah.
That's not a cannon, pal.
Well, there is a cannon up on the courthouse
tell them
square.
that.
We could borrow it.
They got tiny cannons.
Yeah.
I don't know why a cannon's so small.
That's why I'm saying we get a howitzer.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it out there, and we can, I don't know, have somebody drinking some
Woo
woo
smack,
smack, and then they're running the ballistics.
You should be able to own your own cannon of howitzer size.
Or how about we get
No. No.
how about we get the Sherman tank down there?
Oh, man.
Inoperable.
Now we're
It's all
talking.
welded together.
I understand that, but
After 9/11,
let's get one. Maybe we can get an Abrams.
yeah.
I mean, they probably got some extras after. I mean, it's been like
There's a place in Minnesota where you can run over cars and stuff with tanks.
that would be so much fun.
Ooh, there is a dude over in St. Ansgar. I think
Yeah.
he might have some kind of tracked vehicle. His are old, but
Yeah, well, that's where you can pay and go. You can legally fire a fully automatic weapon.
yeah, he's
military
got
grade.
a 50 cal.
That'd
Wow.
be, yeah, probably not the cheapest sport in the world.
Yeah, those are expensive rounds,
Mm.
but man,
Oh yeah,
Makes you feel good, though, huh?
yeah. And Troy used to get to do it, and get paid for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
He said, yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever get to yell fire in the hole?
Oh yeah,
That was one of those things. No, was that for grenades only, or was that for?
yeah.
Okay,
You use that for grenades.
all right.
You don't use it for artillery because
No, because
the
the fire in the hole is going to
hole's
be,
gonna be
17
way-
miles
you're
away.
in the hole.
There ain't gonna be much left for you.
You're done.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, phosphorus.
That's a real cannon
I know.
to our friends elsewhere that have the small ones.
So yeah, I guess we do need to have something for our touchdowns.
Yeah, we brought that up.
Yep. So what? There's another thing you can text
Yeah.
us. What do we do?
Because like Concordia has the lights, you know, they start.
They do.
Yeah, I don't
Nice.
think we
Pretty
can
slick.
do that, but
Well, I'm going to find out how much those cost.
Howitzer?
No,
Oh,
the lights.
yeah, that'd be kind of cool. They're LED, I'm sure.
they're the wickety lights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be great
That's a
for
good
night
deal.
games.
I bet they're $100,000.
Well, hey,
I mean, I don't know.
if we're gonna have $100,000,
Throwing
how
a-
about we get new turf?
That's a different thing.
See that? See
We'll
that?
get them started.
Nope, don't get me started on the turf
thing.
Our
situation.
turf looked real good for the spring game, so
Mm-hmm.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. Spring
Well-
game was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. We were there.
6 days ago.
It was warm weather, just very windy.
Oh boy,
So,
38-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yeah, made it hard for you to
Throw the ball down.
throw the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see a ton of that. Well, we saw. I mean,
We
there were
s-
past plays. We just
Yeah.
it was tough to.
Guys were open,
Yeah,
yes, they were.
which for me is
It makes you
good and bad.
yeah.
you know.
you're coaching the corners, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, good
But
job.
also,
Good job.
we can be explosive, I think, now.
Oh yeah, I saw some
A couple
the
running backs were running the football.
running game was exciting to watch. That's changed. You're interchanging your bigger guys. You got Rocky still out there and
Yep.
doing great work.
looked
So it's
good.
fun.
A couple quarterbacks were competing for it. We had
Mm-hmm.
our staple there on the offense, Jacoby Mays, played 80 snaps, didn't come out one time.
Didn't come out at all.
Didn't come out at all. What a
No, he didn't.
what a monster.
Yeah, absolutely. And right there at the end, there was one of the plays where he kind of jumped up and he was doing a little limp.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Well, and
no.
I was spotting the ball, right? Servant leadership is what we call it. I was
Yeah.
spotting the ball, and as I was jogging past him, I said, "Buddy, we're almost done.
Yep.
Come on." 2 more series.
Come on, buddy. You got this.
Yeah. And he did,
Of course he did.
Speaking of that, you mentioned Lindsey before. So Carson had a little hiccup on the day.
Yeah, he
before the spring
completed
game or whatever. it
literally
was.
99% of spring ball.
Yeah.
He did everything we asked him to do. He gained a ton of weight. He was floating between 196 and 202 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Was looking good, strong.
Mm-hmm.
He was a rack leader. You know, he was in charge of a group of guys in the weight room, and it's a different position going from quarterback to safety.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just you're running backwards. You got to see everything. You're making all the checks, and he was from where he started the spring to where he ended was really good. But we were doing a pursuit tackling drill, just trying to fit some stuff up the day before the spring game, and just helmets. But football is always
He got rolled up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fluke thing.
Some guys go half speed. Some guys go more than half speed and whatever.
I don't think you saw a lot of half speed.
no, those guys got tripped up on each
Yeah.
other, and
Yeah.
he was in different. It was a weird.
Yeah, multiple folks.
Okay.
Guys running the ball, guys tackling the.
But you know what he didn't do? He didn't stay on the ground. He got his butt off the field.
got
Yeah.
off
He
the
could
field.
be. He was hurt off the field.
Yeah.
Some.
And then he
guys-
got back up and got right in there.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
finished the rest of the. His knee was like swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's got an MRI going on. So we are.
he's a tough
thoughts-
kid.
Yeah. Thoughts
And I
to the Lindsey
exactly.
family.
Well, not Carrie. He called me Papa.
He knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Papa Buff
I'll tell you what, he
could
keeps doing
catch
that.
on.
Yeah, I know. He keeps doing that.
He's gonna get a shirt too. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
He'll get a shirt
Loves
for
it.
you,
Well, that's
and you'll
fine.
wear it.
That's right. And I'm
You'll
going to get
wear it.
him one that said, that Papa Buff's my daddy.
Did you so
Bring it, Lindsay.
with the defense on the spring game? You saw some things you liked. Obviously, what did you
Yeah.
like? What did you not like? Because that's talking to you a day or two. Well, the next day, because Sunday you guys did the spring cleanup in the afternoon. Then we fed them after that, burgers and all kinds of sides and everything, and that was fun to grill out for them. But the day after, all you coaches were like not hemming and hawing, but like,
We're always gonna-
we're like, hey, that was a good day yesterday, and they're like, well, there were some things I don't need to see, they were good things, but whatever.
There's for us, there's a standard trying to chase excellence, right? So,
Yeah.
but defensively, I thought Coach Clary did a great job. Who's supposed to be here today?
Yeah,
But
He had a very
things
important
came
event.
up. Yeah,
that's right.
He had a very
love
important
It
event.
is Holy Week,
yeah.
It is.
so
He's dadding right now, so that's a
Yep.
good thing. But he's done a great job, Coach
he's churching
Brummer.
right now. He's
Yeah.
better than we are.
Coach Brummer and him and Coach Handel,
Mm-hmm.
they did a great job
Yes.
teaching the defense. It's
Yeah.
similar but new. A lot of there's rules to everything now, and so the thing I would like to see us sure up before game one is tackling. Always,
Always.
You know, missed tackles, turnovers, and explosive plays are the three things that will lose you a game. So
And the tackling and the explosive plays last year was a death sentence in some of those games.
even on special teams, explosive plays on special teams.
Yeah.
We gotta limit, if not erase, but then create them for us too.
Mhm.
Absolutely we do.
So it's both sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, good things. I mean, it's always fun to be out there with the guys. And, again, we said the chain gang was out there. They were doing their thing. And
I had them going all over the field. We were starting on the south end and went to the north end. Yeah.
and I always love, these days with WUBALL, looking up in the stands at a spring game. It's really not a game. It's
Situational practice is
Right.
what it was.
Yeah.
it's wonderful, but there was a lot of parents and friends and former players there watching, and it was great to see. But it's always fun to talk to some of those people that like, well, it's a decent crowd. Like, 10 years ago, this was homecoming, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's awesome. And we've
Yeah.
done that's retention of our local players. And
Yeah.
now a lot of our local players are playing. I was able to, didn't talk to the Peterson family, but was able to kind of talk with Caden after and just,
yep.
his family, that's a family we love and respect because they've been here through the good times, the bad times, the coaches changes, everything. And
Yeah.
they've stuck it out for 4 years and they can see it looks a little bit different. And the players interact with each other a little bit differently, you know, and so that's what we want. We want everybody to see the change, and, you know, we're going to get everybody ready to go. We're going to compete our butts off every Saturday, but inside the facility, everybody feels pretty good. I mean, we're doing exit meetings, we're finishing up, and we've got a lot of positivity going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Knowing it's going to be tough and still a long road ahead, but we're building
speaking of a local kid, I did watch Grant Woogie from Forest City.
Holy smokes,
he had a good day on Saturday.
Yeah. Holy smokes. He came to us.
Got an interception and just had a lot of good moments where he was, and
he can run sideline to sideline.
he's that guy when he was in high school as a linebacker.
Now he's 200 and some odd pounds.
Yeah, he went from 170 or 175, his dad told me, to like 210, and mostly from, I think he drinks a gallon of milk every day.
And he's a strong.
His mother told me that he's eaten 6 raw eggs.
Yeah, he's got a rocky.
I had my exit meeting with him
Balboa diet.
today, and he's bought in, loves it.
Yeah.
You know, was nervous coming in, obviously, because it's different.
Yeah.
You're the new guy. How is the team going to accept you? But he said the friendships he's already built in a semester, guys that he's competing with and against are still helping him grow and develop, which is what you want, right?
For sure.
You know, I told him your job is going to be to push Keegan Handle every day.
Yeah.
You know, learn our Mike backer spot, learn our Will backer spot. You know, push Aiden Williams every day, push Luke Byer, because they should be in the back of their mind. Woogie's chomping at the bit to get his shot in there, you know, and so that's how, you know, iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely. You know? Yeah, it's good, and it'll be good to have another Woogie group of Woogies in the gridiron.
Yeah, not just one bashing
club.
himself on the head with
with a,
rough days.
Lucas and Stephanie know how to run a post driver.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
They got a farm operation to the west of here, and they are hardworking folks.
Well, that's it. You know, Grant
they've
grew
got
up
about 13
doing
14
chores.
kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that many. They got a lot of kids. They're all hard workers.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Grant grew up, I'm sure, doing all kinds of chores, and you know, so he had anything I put him through probably wasn't as tough as what he's grown up doing.
Yeah, it's fun to see. It was fun on the defense, and I noticed that at the end of the game, you let the defensive that was a successful defensive play, and you're like, "Yep, that's good. We're done.
We're done." No, well, I did say right before that, I said this is the last drive.
You said that. I mean, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I know, but I said this is the last drive.
Okay.
You know, we went through it with 6 offensive linemen. I needed to get them out of there.
Yeah, let's get them out healthy.
Yeah. We were closing in on 2 hours too.
It was.
Yeah, it was good.
Sure.
Yeah, it's fun to see. You know, again, it's always fun to see, and it's great to have the fans there just to kind of see, you know, what we're putting together here at Waldorf. But it's even better that, you know, we've got these kids, you know, you talk about them buying in and having positive exit interviews. So that just tells me, I mean, they can smell BS from a mile away.
Yeah.
So if you're not trying to do it right, trying to do the right thing the right way for the right reasons, they're going to see that right away and say, you know what? See ya.
Well, and we've got a really good player here. I won't name him because the story is, you know, he's a transfer guy. You know, the structure that I put together was maybe something he's never been a part of before. And and there's a little bit of insight here. It's like we went bowling. We took him bowling for March Madness, but you know, the day before we're supposed to have weights, he didn't show up. It was like his 3rd miss. And so I waited until he came in with his position group guys. And I said, if you miss another thing, you're cut. And that sucks. You don't ever want to cut anybody.
Yeah.
And I could see it in his eyes that it was real and it hit home. If we had weights at 5:30, he was there at 4:45 in the morning.
Is that right?
If we had practice at 3:30, he was there at 2:50.
Okay.
He was the first one to everything for the rest of the semester.
Good.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, like I wasn't trying to embarrass him.
No.
But I was also trying to have his teammates, his brothers, hold him accountable.
Yeah.
And if he really wanted to be here, he was going to do it. And he finished the semester awesome. His grades are good now, too. We checked him today. And it's like, man, those are the kids. Those are my kind of guys.
That's a success story.
I can get on you
Yep.
and you change your behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Stare you right in the face and say, yes, sir.
Yep.
You know, listen. and learn, absorb. Yeah.
We went up to the top of the stands during the spring ball game. Talked to Kyle a little bit. Lou,
Yeah, I
was up
saw
there.
you.
And
Okay.
he just, like, man, I feel like I need to be out there.
Yeah.
And they all are that. They just, they miss it. They
Yeah.
miss it. They miss it already, obviously, or maybe they didn't stop missing it, and then they see all the guys out there, and
Yeah.
Well, and they had a good experience here.
Yeah.
I mean, you think 0-11, that guys just hate it.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people that thought I was going to lose half my team,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how many I'd lose, but we retained really well. And
Yeah.
I mean, I put them through 12 weeks it was tough. They were up before 6 a.m. 5 days a week,
Yeah.
and we worked out 6 days a week for
Good.
12 weeks, and I'm asking a lot of the older guys, like, how does your body feel, man? Coach, I'm beat.
Mhm.
Like
I
it's-
heard that.
Yeah.
I heard
I'm
that the
beat.
last 2
I got
weeks.
one more practice in me, but I'm beat.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
I want the off season to be a lot harder than the fall.
Well, that's where you do all the work. The season is just showing off.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point. So work so hard for 12 weeks, spring ball. We're graduating here in less than a month. Well, 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So it's like, how do we now the rest of the summer? I know they have plans. We talked about this
Yeah.
last week, but I mean,
I've been I've been pleasantly surprised with
Yeah.
how many guys are going to stick around.
good.
We've got a lot of our off-campus guys that are going to house some of our guys who can't afford to stay in the
Yeah.
dorms.
Right.
But then we've got a lot of dudes that have applied for summer housing stuff,
Really?
and as long as their financial situation is good, they could do that. And I've had guys that are like, Coach, I don't, my parents understand that I need to be here,
Yeah.
and it's that part of it. We've never had this many people that even if they want to and can't, they still want to.
Yeah.
They still are feeling like, I feel like I'm letting the team down. It's like, no, buddy, you got a good job lined up back home. Go work. We're going to be calling you, making sure you're
Yeah.
doing what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do. But I think the amount of, and I was talking to Keegan Handel, like the amount of accountability now. Like he said that previous years, it was tough if you're supposed to have your shirt tucked in, I wasn't going to tell you to tuck it in because you were going to tell me to F off or whatever.
Mhm.
Now it's like there's none of that. Our guys
Yeah.
aren't afraid to lead anymore. They're leading well. They're not mother effing anybody.
Yeah. Right.
But the response to that leadership has been awesome. So I tell them, like, Coach Littrell obviously started this.
Yep.
Coach Finley then continued it. And I haven't done anything too much different than them. I make them get up early every day and we work out 6 days a week.
Mhm.
But as far as the team bonding stuff, and, we do bowling and we do the spring cleanup, and I'm trying to continue those things. But I just think now it's like I got the right people
Right.
as seniors and fifth-year seniors, and then I've got the right freshmen that are going to be sophomores next year.
Yeah.
And everybody in
Yes,
between,
you do.
those are the guys that they've kind of fall in. If you got a good foundation on the top and the bottom, it just kind of
Yeah.
it merges together. That's
And
what I feel.
you guys had when we did our after your spring cleanup, we fed them,
Yeah.
and
They
we
just
had
hung
that.
out
They did.
upstairs.
They weren't in a hurry to get out of there. It was
No.
a Sunday.
watching baseball. They were just
Yeah.
watching baseball.
And the Masters was on.
I know.
Masters
We
was
were
on.
watching the Masters.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
So the D-Jack was where we had it. It was a little windy, and so we just pulled the grill down there, and it was great. It worked out great. They had tables and everything inside, and in the team room.
Player lounge.
The
was
player
full, yeah.
lounge was, it needed to be vacuumed after that. There was a lot of chips, I noticed. Those boys had
I
a
vacuumed it.
bit
Don't
of
worry.
oh, I believe that.
I got
I'm
it.
not, yeah, it's a nice room, and we served in there, and they just hung out together and like a team, and
Yeah.
they didn't.
My mom's giving us a couch too. That it's going to
That's-
be awesome
Yeah.
in there. So shout out to Mom.
White leather, right?
White Italian leather.
Italian leather.
Once it's not so windy, they'll bring the.
Every time Donadio goes in there, he's like, I feel like home. I feel like home.
I actually think for graduation,
Why
yeah,
don't you come down and have a
He
seat
just
next
put
to
his
me?
little fedora
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Like,
I think for graduation that
about the
weekend they're
offense.
bringing it down. So
oh,
we'll be in there.
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah, about a week of graduation, there's all kinds of
and we
couches around town.
we've got players.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of our players that aren't leaving until after graduation because they want to see their buddies graduate,
And they should.
which is awesome.
And that's why we do this.
Yeah. And that's a little victory that, like, Saturday doesn't reflect that.
Yeah.
Scores don't reflect that, but you start winning in those areas, eventually you'll I mean, we're going to take steps forward. We're going to be better than we were last year, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We've done too much work. Our kids care too much, but little steps like that is why.
Yep. Yeah, I think it'd be good if we kept more of our warriors in Forest City throughout the summer, and obviously that's something that we're working towards, and it's good to hear that a lot of them are sticking around. So we just keep building that roster, the stay in Forest City roster.
Yeah. Right. That's gonna ultimately that pays huge dividends. You know, if and you know,
well, that's what all the other teams do.
Well, and we want the university. You know, we want our football program to be successful.
Yeah.
And if we're going to stand in the way and say, no, you're not going to be doing that, bring them back in August. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
When everybody else that has these programs that we look to and go, we'd like to be there.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's going to happen in a year.
Yeah.
Maybe not even 5 years. You just don't know. But the reality is that if you don't start building the culture and building the program and standing in the way, then do you really want success?
Yeah, that's the question.
Well, and the part of that too, having guys here, you know, working at Hy-Vee and working at Casey's,
3M, Winnebago,
it gives them a
Kingland
sense,
Construction.
Yeah, it gives them a sense of pride for their community, right? Like, and then it's almost like when they go home, there's things to brag about with Forest City to their friends, and because guys, you know, Kaysen used to get, you know, from some of his buddies that went kind of try to go the Division I route. They're asking, you know, why did you stay in Forest City and at Waldorf? And his response is, well, I genuinely liked my time there.
Yeah.
And here he is still helping us in a huge way. And so, like, but he was involved. I mean, look at him. He works at the golf course. Everybody knows him around town. He has a sense of pride for the community. And I think
he does.
This is a big step in doing something like that too.
And I always think,
yeah,
poor Keegan. Now he's got the coach. Like if he goes home, he goes back down to Tomball.
Oh, he's just around
and hangs out and hangs out with Coach and Jill down there, and you know, Dave and Jill, and then you know, because I'm sure Dave is coaching him all the time, and I'm sure Jill, she's probably just as tough on him as anything. And she's a amazing person. And then he comes back. And your brother,
that ain't easier with him.
Coach handle, so you got coach and coach and coach.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Everywhere you
look.
Yeah, but you know what? A kid like Keegan is going to raise himself to that occasion, and he's gonna meet those challenges and know that there's a standard that he has to meet because his last name's Handle.
Well, and that's why, you know, with him, guys like him, I can be hard on him even if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Even if I'm getting after him and I'm just losing my mind and I'm wrong, he'll tell me, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. And then when I realize I'm wrong, I'll pull him aside and be like, hey, buddy.
But he knows that. He's been around.
I know. And that's important because then your younger guys see, okay, that's a team captain getting his butt chewed.
Yep.
That's how this needs to be. That's the standard here.
100%.
Well, I look forward to figuring out a way that we can get more people, more of our team here over the summer. One of the things that I look forward to field those solutions is working with the community. So like, well, it's like, okay, we got 9. What if we have 60, 70 people staying over for the summer? And then what are they going to do? You know, so we have the larger employers in town, and you know, when you think about so the people that are listening to this that are, you know, in the local area, you know, there's employers that you may know too that we could say, you know, that look, these kids, they don't know anything. Like they're not very good at labor, but that's all they're qualified to do. They don't have the bachelor's degree in liberal arts doesn't make you like a good carpenter.
Yeah.
You know, but it makes, but you're a football player, so you can like pick up those cinder blocks, you know, and stuff like that. Or move things around on at 3M or whatever they do, you know, there's all kinds of things, but you know, I've had guys work for me on different projects out here at times, and it's just like, you don't know how to do anything, you know.
You had them pouring cement.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, where was your dad?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now, man. You don't know how to pour cement? Let's figure this out. So they learned how to pour cement.
Yeah.
And
they come from a big city, though. You always call someone else to pour
Yeah.
the cement. So, but they can learn, and you're teaching them stuff.
That's what I love about it.
I know. Yeah.
And anything that they learn, May, June, and July, is going to be valuable for the rest of their life. It's just like when you say we get to do something.
Yeah.
It's like that for everything. So like you get to work at Winnebago, you get to work at Kingland Construct, you get to work at these places, and you're like, I don't intend to be a finish carpenter. And I'd be like, well, that's good because that would never be a thing I would want to hire you for, but like
They have more skills than they came in with.
the rest of their life, they know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the best part of being a college worker in the summer because you're labor. Like take pride in how you mow a lawn. Jack talks. He works at the golf course too, and it's like those.
You got to make those
straight lines on the fairways. Come on, like do you wonder how that gets done? They take pride in that.
Yeah, and it ain't easy. That stuff.
And it's just like taking pride in everything that you do, like just your steps, everything in the practice. Yeah, you want young men to take pride in whatever it is that they're doing, so that they do it well.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to figure out ways to,
Yeah, and that's what we're teaching them. And
we're gonna give them a liberal arts degree, and we're gonna teach them how to, shingle a house.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Coach Clary shingles houses in the summertime for and he's already offered that to players. And whether they know how to do it or not,
Good labor pool.
you can learn.
Go grab another bundle.
Listen, those bundles aren't going to get up on the roof by themselves.
But doing things well.
Yeah.
And working hard when it may not be something that you like. And I don't care if it's on a football field or on a roof. It's going to teach you perseverance. It's going to give you skills that are going to make you successful through life. It's going to make you a good employee, a good boss, a good husband, a good father, a good son. It's all those things, and it counts. And that's what we're going for here.
Yeah.
Is to give us your sons. We're going to give you men.
Yeah.
Good men back.
Yeah.
That's
all about solving problems. That's my first time as a head coach. Like the early days as a head coach, I was stressed out because of all the problems. Everything was a problem, and everyone's coming to me for all the, hey, this is a problem, and I'm worried about everyone's problems. Now my whole mindset is switched ever since we've started thinking of like the get to, because you can trick yourself into thinking everything's positive, and now it's like it's another opportunity for a solution.
Yeah.
This is a problem, but there's a solution to everything. You got to figure it out. And so that's where my stress levels and my confidence is kind of stress levels down, confidence up, because now I've put out a lot of fires.
Yeah.
and this thing's only gotten better and better. So
yeah, you can say good to when a situation hits you with adversity, an adverse situation, you say good. Who's that guy? Jocko.
Yeah, you sent me that
Jocko
video,
Willing.
man. But it's all about training your mind.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's true.
an opportunity to get better.
Yeah.
We didn't get this. Good. It's an opportunity to learn.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
And
that's how I did. That's how I was doing in January when we were doing speed training, and it was 7 miles or 7 degrees, and everyone was like, "It's cold, coach." I said, "Good."
Yeah.
I don't care. And then it was like,
Yeah.
my other that they could probably recite back to you was, "Quit looking so sad. Everyone's out here looking like,
yeah,
but it's another opportunity to get better as a team on a Saturday."
yeah,
That's that I was telling, I would argue this to anybody that, our Saturday speed training sessions it was team bonding. It wasn't like a fun bowling alley deal, but it was, you're up at 9 a.m. on a Saturday after we just lifted weights Friday evening, and you probably thought, oh, I get to sleep in. Nope. Get your butt up. And it's cold and windy, and Coach Chapa does not care.
Embrace the suck, young man.
Yeah.
Embrace
That's
the suck.
what it is.
Yeah.
And you can stand on those experiences, those early mornings. You can stand on a roof and see the view. You can haul, do manual labor, and you can look at all those times in your life, and those help you say, whatever you're dealing with now isn't that bad.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, pulling through in a game, pulling through in the summer, and you're young. And you get to be a football player.
Yeah.
At a university.
Limited time to do that.
People
what I'm
who
saying.
care about you.
Yep.
Just not in the program, but people outside the program.
Yeah. And the other thing, talking about some of the employers in town, particularly like the trades guys. I mean, everybody wants to have a long-term employee, but summertime, you make hay while the sun shines. They have problems getting, guys that come in and they'll like show up for a job and they get hired and, they got some construction experience. They work 3 days and then they don't come back anymore.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing about the coaching staff and the Gridiron Club is like, look, if you work, say, in construction or a trades job, around the local area, we're only going to be able to have you for, May, June, and July. So you get 3 months to use them as laborers. But they're going to be there.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to embarrass the coaches.
Right.
Who vouched for him, or the Gridiron Club members who vouched for him,
right?
And
well, that's how I felt when I was a graduate assistant. I don't know if Mark listens to this or not, but I was working on the golf course and completely lied on my application. I wanted to work on the golf course.
Yeah.
I never driven a John Deere tractor before. I've never mowed a fairway.
Yeah.
I told him I did.
Yeah.
And then he was using me to train the other dudes, and he was like, all right, Chop, you're going to get up on hole 5, and you're going to...
You really developed your coaching talent.
Well, all I was thinking was, don't screw this up. Like, he taught me, how it all works, and then I just... Football, just problem solve, right?
Yes,
Just drive straight. How hard could it be? And then
you'd be surprised.
Oh, well, then I turned around and my line was like,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, it's early in the morning, Mark.
Right.
I don't know, but like, again, just you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out. And then I worked out there for 3 years. So it was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. I was mowing
Nice.
greens. I was doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
As I get closer to retirement, I just seem to think that I sure would like to sit on a lawnmower with headphones on.
Yeah.
And not even worry about my cell phone.
Well, Mark Helgeson's a good boss.
I don't know if Mark...
He took us golfing once up in Minnesota, me and Coach Parrish.
Yeah, I mean, Mark does a great job.
It's amazing.
And
he does for that golf course.
Oh, my gosh.
It's,
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the lack of help,
I know.
I mean, he's a special,
I've got a few
guy.
irons in the fire because I moved back to...
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I moved back to Forest City, and my internship was working for the Conservation Board, and I did a lot of mowing back then. And I talked to, he's no longer the director here in Winnebago County, but he said, we do hire.
Oh, Bob? Schwartz? Was it Schwartz?
Robert Schwartz.
Yeah.
And he said, we do hire, like old dudes that need something to do. He goes, just come out and mow. He said, if you're interested.
I'm telling you.
He said, talk to Chris because, I mean.
Well, people at the golf course could be upset, but all those little bushy pines.
Isn't there a dude that works at the golf course who used to work there who was like, nobody knew his age, old fodder or whatever, just like really old dude.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I helped plant all those little bushy pines out there on hole 9. And
good job.
I see. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We planted trees
and I never knew
legacy.
I never knew how to do that, but I told him I did.
Those guys are all into it.
And so some of them are a little crooked. But
I would have done.
It's all good.
I told the old street supervisor when I retired from the Army, I'm like, listen, if you need somebody who wants to run that street sweeper, that's the perfect job for me. I love making things clean.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like I'd be a pretty good operator of that. It has never.
I would agree with you.
It's
on
never
that.
come up. Apparently, that's a coveted job.
Yeah.
Well, then you get it.
Maybe one day. You're still young.
But Andy, you and I, what we could do in the wintertime, if we wanted to, is we could go
snow removal.
No, we could go. We could work for the the DNR or whatever for Wisconsin, and just be trail groomers.
Oh my gosh!
Just
get on the old snowcat.
Tag team trail groomer. Get in the snowcat. Case of Liney's or whatever, and
Gatorade.
just roll out.
Woo smack.
You're just making
Woo smack.
You're making snow. It's nothing but a big bowl of woo smack and two guys driving a snowcat
There's
from
no
Iowa
straw. You get a spoon.
with 310 Packers fan hats and stuff. Like, no, we're legit.
Yeah, you'd have to start talking kind of funny. Hey, Japping to see there's a 12-pointer back there. Just ran across the road.
Right.
It's a nice one.
When we
Exactly. Tell
when
your
we
folks I says hi.
when we grabbed that Vega
Oh yeah.
My
gonna
parents
need to-
live in Wisconsin, and
I
that-
love Wisconsin. Wisconsin,
That is awesome.
second favorite state.
Yeah, that's
miles and miles of trails. Somebody's got to groom them.
and there's
And when
always
we robbed
it's a
that
beautiful
Vega,
state,
we
though.
got to disappear to somewhere. So
we always talked about in Wisconsin. I don't know how many there are, but there's always like, you'd be driving along and Bob's halfway. Don't know what is halfway between.
No.
But there's like 4 cars there.
Yeah.
There's a grain belt sign. You walk in.
Bob knows.
Yeah, exactly. How's it going? My name's Bob.
Yeah.
And if you'd like, we got some, we got some pickled sausages.
Oh,
And
pickled anything.
you want a pickled egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, careful. Don't come back tomorrow because I don't want to smell you.
want
You know
four
what
of
I'm talking about
Yeah.
there, right?
And if there's not a fish on the wall,
Oh, no.
you're not.
Then it's not. Then you got to leave.
Yeah, it's not even
Exactly.
There's a place that
Where'd you get the
my mom takes my wife and I. It's called Rusty's Backwater Saloon.
Nice. See,
And
they
it
got
is
great names.
awesome. It's just like a junkyard with a saloon. It's
Mhm.
we go every time we go. Every time we visit my mom, we go, and they have the best. They're actually famous for Bloody Marys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never heard of them.
Rusty's Backwater Saloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a sweatshirt.
What town?
And where town is that in?
Wausau. It's like
Wausau?
right
Yeah.
outside of Wausau.
Oh, they made houses there.
ish
They
or
did.
Stevens Point. I don't know, somewhere over there.
Well, either way, most of the things in Wisconsin are done well.
Mm-hmm.
I love Wisconsin. I'm actually I do a guys golf trip with some high school friends of mine, and we are going to Toma, Wisconsin.
Toma, that's on the
I
way.
know where
My-
Toma is.
Yeah, we're
It's like
staying out.
one of the armpits of. It's right beside McCoy.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah,
You keep going
it's not
north.
an armpit, but like that's when you're in the army.
that's
There's
bad.
there's two towns. One on Toma's on one side, and I forget the name of the other town on the other
Yeah,
side.
I don't know, but we're staying out in some beautiful home on a lake.
You should go to Cronenwetter.
Cronenwetter.
Yeah,
That's not even too far
it's
away.
north of
Wow.
Toma.
Do you need like
Close to Lacrosse.
okay? Yeah. Well, it's like an hour past Lacrosse.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it. Just spending time with the guys. But
Yeah.
anything Wisconsin's good.
yeah.
Anything Wisconsin's good.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese is pretty good.
A lot of cheese, spotted cow, all that stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm not a spotted cow guy.
Yeah.
Point. We have Point now.
Mhm.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I'm mouthwatering a little bit. I had said earlier I haven't eaten yet.
Gotta eat.
Gotta eat. I'm wondering what my bride's making me for dinner. Or is it dinner or supper? Dinner's at noon. Depends
No,
on if you're
We're a
it's-
dinner family.
It's dinner. Yeah.
dinner at noon.
No, dinner at night, 6.
Evening.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
a dinner family. Kind of grew up supper family, but we became a dinner family.
Yeah, we're a supper. We're a supper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't hear supper till we got to Nebraska.
Okay.
So
What would you have dinner?
dinner. Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Well, that's a weird way to end the show.
Wow. Yeah.
Love it.
Over
Yeah.
now.
So remember, folks, you have some tasks. You got to text us.
Text the show.
We need to know your recipe for Woo Smack. So come up with something that's got to be purple and strong.
Things we can put in a time capsule.
Yes. Where to find a howitzer to fire off after touchdowns.
Yep.
Can we get a
A real howitzer, not a-
absolutely. We're going to go live rounds.
well,
Yep. Look out, Belmont.
it's a little far. Clear Lake, though. Crystal Lake for sure.
Well, I don't. Hey, careful. I love it.
Hey.
No, I'm saying what
Yeah,
the ranges
come on.
are.
I understand
of the
that.
howitzer.
We're not going to hurt anybody. And so what else? We had some other things.
I've already forgotten, but you should listen to the show and
Whether
you should
you're
take
going to
notes.
have square or wedge.
Obviously wedge.
It's got to be wedge.
100%.
Find out what that survey says.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, text the show, folks.
Text the show. It's fun because we get them. Even if you listen to this several weeks after we've talked about this,
Yeah. You can still do it.
it has the same effect. It appears immediately, and I share them with the guys. We don't have any yet to share with you guys. So,
Yeah. Thanks, Fight.
you know, yeah, you could do that. Text the show.
I was saying folks and guys.
Thanks,
It came
Fight.
out.
Five.
Thanks, Fight.
So the last thing I'll say,
I
what
still
we're
got Scotty on me.
starting next week.
Yep.
We're going to
Dun, dun, dun.
interview coaches, fellow Waldorf University coaches. That's going to take us through most of the summer until
Most
we
of
get
it.
to that time when we start talking again about fall
Football.
stuff. And so we're going to start off with the Ebenhose,
Bree and Matt
Bree
Ebenhoe.
and Matt. They're going to be
You know where they're from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
lacrosse area.
we'll have them on the show next week, and then I can't remember. We've got it all set up. Wrestling coaches are going to be out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got.
Can't wait. That's
Yeah.
going to be fun just to talk about them, see what they have for ideas for WooSmack.
Yeah,
Isn't that what we're asking them, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's good for those coaches to see too the support that the football program gets, and they can replicate some of this, and we do support all of those programs. Volleyball, I mean, that's the literally the sister sport of football forever and a day, and
They were fun to watch this year.
and they were great, and you find them sometimes they have the game for whatever reason the same time that we do.
I know.
So
I only got to catch a couple this year, but they were fun to watch.
So
Well, and they're going to be even more fun this upcoming season. So we'll look forward to listening to Coaches Ebenho as they come in and tell us about their philosophy and just kind of talk about life.
Absolutely.
Get to know them. That way, that means that you WUBALL fans, you need to get out there and support our Warriors in other athletics.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about. I mean, this is all about the best small college football experience in America. But at the same time, the reason that we do that, we want to make it that so big, is because when you have 1/5 of the student body in a small college with the football program, like we said before, that helps all of the other programs. So, rising tides lifts all boats. And so working with football, I mean, it supports the other programs as well. And we want to support those other programs. I know our athletes do. They're at the games. They show up.
I didn't even have to make it mandatory this year.
They go out.
wanted
They just
to
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the best thing. So
All right.
I want the same thing for the audience and our fans.
Couldn't have said it better. Yeah. Well, so folks, we started a little angry, a little salty, a little crunchy, if you will. But I think we finished on a pretty high note. What do you think,
Right
guys?
through that when we got to
Yeah.
I forgot why I was mad.
once we got through.
I'll remind you as soon as we're off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I might drive fast on the way back to town.
Well, don't get excited about
Nope.
that.
No, I'm
Life
not
is
gonna
good,
drive
and
fast.
we get to do it.
Amen. All right. Well, hey, head coach Tyler Chapa, thanks so much for coming to the bunker once more.
Absolutely.
And dropping some knowledge bombs. Well, folks, thanks for taking time out of your very, very busy schedule. And just remember, Lindsay, I'm coming for you. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington, and forever and always, go Warriors. You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstrike. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.